He says he was born to play the greatest, that you've been lied to about the motherland, and that rappers need to change their ways. Will Smith, like you've never seen him before, next on BET Tonight. Good evening, everyone. I'm Ed Gordon. You're about to see a transformed man. He's come a long way from that Philly kid who had a huge hit with Parents Just Don't Understand to one of today's top movie stars. The world is waiting to see if TV's Fresh Prince can become the Louisville Lift. The movie Ali opens on Christmas Day, and Will Smith's gift is his portrayal of Muhammad Ali in the much-anticipated film. We met in New York and talked about a number of things, including his phenomenal success, his want to change the image of rap music, and his love for his wife. But we started with the movie. I wondered why it took him years to decide to do the project.
Just the magnitude of the task, you know, thinking about the level of the training and just not wanting to be the dude that messed up the Muhammad Ali story, man. It's Muhammad Ali is an icon and one of our few icons, and I just didn't want to be remembered as the guy who messed it up.
When you decided to go with it, what was the thing that put you over the top?
I met with Michael Mann, and up until that point, I couldn't see the road from Will Smith to Muhammad Ali. I didn't know what that intellectual or physical or spiritual journey would be. I couldn't figure it out. And when I sat with Michael Mann, he said, I will create the curriculum that will create Muhammad Ali inside of you.
In fact, Smith credits director Michael Mann for leading him to the essence of Ali by convincing him that he could become Ali if he physically, emotionally, and spiritually understood the boxer. Smith jumped in with both feet. But how did immersing himself in the character change him?
Anytime you can have the opportunity to study, to define and quantify greatness, to be in a position to understand what it means to be great and to understand the road to greatness. There's certain things in your personality that become intolerable. You know, there's certain things in your personality that will become reaffirmed. And it made it very clear to me who I am. And in clarifying who I am, it further illustrated and made more transparent exactly who I want to be. And the entire experience has profoundly changed, not the essence of who I am, but it's profoundly changed the way that I plan to behave in the future.
When you see the measure of a man like Ali and what he was willing to give up at the height of his career, I suppose you juxtapose where you were and ask yourself,
absolutely,
would I give up my acting career to do the same thing?
Absolutely. And the difficult question is, it was so extreme what Muhammad Ali had to deal with. You can never say. I would like to sit here and say absolutely. You know, I am absolutely that type of person. I absolutely possess what it takes to stand up to the most powerful government in the history of this planet. You know, I would love to be able to say that. But that was really part of the bittersweet nature of playing this role, to be able to be that close and understand it, but never to really know if I am who I think I am or who I wish to be.
Coming up, the sacrifice and work it took to become Ali. And later, Will takes on rap. when I heard you were going to play the role, I tried to compare it to Denzel playing Malcolm.
Keep it real. Keep it real. What'd you really think? Keep it real. What'd you think
No,
when you...
no.
Yeah.
I didn't think you couldn't pull it off because I saw you in 6 Degrees of Separation.
Oh, okay.
I thought you
right.
could pull it off,
Okay.
seriously.
All right.
And you know, I'd tell you if you know.
I know you would. You would say.
Prince,
I know you would
he
say.
ain't going nowhere. But no,
You
I
would
really,
say it. You would
I
say
thought
it.
you could pull that off. You, in a competitive way, like the fact, though, I bet, that there were people who said, Will Smith can't play no
Oh, I love that, man. You know, I love that. I'm the hater annihilator. That, man, I love that.
That helped motivate you.
Oh, God, yes. You know, it's, I mean, I've had to deal with haters my whole career. So I almost need them now. You know, I need people to think that I can't do it or to think that I'm wrong for a role or to think that I shouldn't make another album or something. I need that. And then also, I found very, very early in my career, the more people that think it's a good idea, the more likely it is that it's a bad idea, and vice versa.
Why? Because it's too obvious?
Right. As soon as everyone thinks something, more than likely it's incorrect. Everyone thought the world was flat. So that's the kind of thing that you have to keep in mind.
A lot of buzz about how you captured the essence of Ali, the cadence, the voice, and the light. Are you caught up in the Oscar talk?
You know,
Don't lie.
No, I'm going to keep it real, dog. I'm going to keep it real.
Say, nah, don't lie. I'm still
No,
good
you
with
know
it.
what? Really, I'm so far beyond this being about an award. It's like, you can't do what Michael Mann and I did, put yourself through what I've been through.
Be a nice prize afterwards.
You know, it'd be a great prize. Oh, don't get it twisted. It'd be a great prize. But you can't put yourself through what I went through for an award.
Right.
Can't do it for an award. You can't do it for money. For me, first and foremost, Muhammad Ali has to watch the film and look at me and give me the nod. That's first and foremost.
No body doubles or pulled punches in this film. Smith went through a grueling regimen for over a year and boxed with legitimate fighters. Some actually had roles in the movie. In fact, Smith's personal trainer was the man who trained boxing great Sugar Ray Leonard.
He said, you're trying to play the greatest fighter of all time. He said, you cannot play Muhammad Ali as an actor. He said, no acting goes on here. We're going to learn how to fight. I'm going to teach you how to fight, and you worry about fighting like Muhammad Ali. And I was like, man. And he said, you can't understand what went on in Muhammad Ali's mind until you understand what it means to stand across the ring from somebody that wants to bash your head in.
You know what I noticed when I watched it, and it was in a full theater, that during the fight scenes, people were caught up as if they were at a fight.
Absolutely.
And I suspect that's what you and Michael Mann wanted.
Absolutely. We knew that the only way to do this, to do these fight scenes, was going to be real punching, real fighting. Muhammad Ali deserved it. We all felt that this is our kids, our grandkids are going to see this, and a little bit of pain, almost as a rite of passage for just to even deserve being in a film about Muhammad Ali.
You all went to Africa.
Absolutely.
And shot. And you had a number of epiphanies when
God,
you
yes.
went. This was your first trip
Yes.
to the continent. What did you come back with?
Oh, man, I remember the first thing was we, you know, the film company didn't want us to shoot in Africa. So, you know, I knew basically what the average American knows about Africa, which is whatever you see on National Geographic and whatever you learn in school, which amounts to pretty much nothing. So, you know, I'm like, wow, so they don't want to insure the trip? So what's wrong over there? So I remember being nervous. But I also remember thinking to myself, you know what? These are the same people that told me Christopher Columbus discovered America. So I'm gonna let the jury be out until I get there on my own. I remember these 10 women came up and they greeted us and they wanted to take pictures. 10 dimes. I'm like, oh my God, just fine, really, like really, really fine, like so fine that they shouldn't have been hanging together. You know, it's like,
Too much fun.
Too much fine in one space, and I'm like, how come I didn't know that y'all were here? I didn't know that there, and as ignorant as that may sound, I didn't know that there were fine women like that in Africa. And we got off and we were in Johannesburg. There are parts of Johannesburg that you can be in and not know that you're not in Manhattan. And I'm further embarrassed. I didn't know that there were cities, you know, and wasn't going to bring my computer because, oh no, they won't have any. Man, I was so furious. I was so furious that I had been so blatantly miseducated. Miseducated to the point of just being lied to, just blatant lies. And the fact that I didn't know that that exists made me angry. And I made a vow. I just refused to miseducate my children in that way.
A quick note, Will was so taken with Africa that he's bought a home there and wants to teach his children firsthand about the continent. Still to come, what he says he owes the black community and what it owes him.
Parents all the same, no matter time or place.
When I started with rap music, and everybody was saying, well, that's corny, that's not rap, that's not this, I was saying, well, you know, actually, I'm, you know, a little more than a rapper. I got more to give. Yeah, but that's this. And people are going to know. You know, for me, it's just about patience and tenacity. People going to know. I mean, I have dreams and I have aspirations, and, you know, people make jokes about this. Like I said, I honestly believe that I could be
In the
the
Playboy
president,
interview, the president
right.
of the United
I said
States.
that I honestly believe that I could be the president of the United States. And let's let time tell. Right now, I got a good movie out. You go see Ali. You enjoy me as an actor, and you know, maybe 10 years
All right,
from now,
let me not
enjoy
take
me
you to
in the White House.
1600 Pennsylvania, but would you ever envision yourself with political aspirations?
You know, I don't think that I don't think my position is going to be political. I was offered a position with the UN that I'm sort of considering. I'm sort of waiting for my divine inspiration, but I feel that it would be spiritually criminal for me to use the gifts that I've been blessed with just to, you know, buy some nice stuff.
So you want to have, though, a social impact.
Absolutely. I want the world to be different because I was here.
He is very aware of his power and his chance to make a difference in the world. I asked if he was ever concerned that his crossover appeal may cause some in the black community, as too often happens, to use the word sellout.
For me, I've always approached that relationship somewhat differently. I don't feel that I have to cater to the black community. The black community has to cater to me. You know, there's certain things that are demanded of me from the black community that I, along with God, accept my responsibility. Now, there's certain things that I demand from the black community at the same time.
One of the things he says he's owed is the freedom to criticize some rappers, as he did recently. He says these artists must take better care of the image they craft, and that many times the image they choose is wrong.
I'm not going to change on that, so I'll be whatever I have to be, and whatever people have to call me, they can go ahead and call me. But the bottom line is rap music is entirely too powerful, and rap music is the picture of black America to the entire world. music videos, as much as, and I said it to Oprah, as much as big as her show is, and as big as Michael Jordan is, and as big as Will Smith
It is the most powerful black
music
element in the
is
world.
the most powerful black element in the world, period. And I'll be whatever I have to be to adjust the perception of blacks around the world. To me, I think, you know, someone like Jay-Z is most prime. And Jay-Z is really smart. I spent time with Jay-Z, and he's really, really intelligent. And I think that Jay-Z is finding a great path for himself, and sprinkling a little bit, you know, on track number 8 or 9 on the album, sprinkling a little bit of the other side of his personality. But there's a vast majority that aren't allowing that other side of themselves.
And there's a lot of pressure on them not to allow the other side, because I remember sitting with Tupac and him saying, I want to do more Brenda's Got a Baby. But the record company is telling me that I need to do the other side to sell.
But someone like Tupac, Tupac and Biggie, I had almost no problem with, because Pac had Dear Mama on his album. Biggie's album, I told you I was sitting with Cornel West. I said to Cornel West that Biggie's album should be used in psychology courses to explain the plight of the urban black male. It is so accurately depicted on his album, and he kills himself at the end of his first album. What does that say? You know, what does that say to the audience? Biggie wasn't glorifying the life. Biggie wanted something different. Biggie wanted to be in a different place and was searching for that different space in his life. The same thing with Pac. What I kept saying with Pac is they keep pulling me back in. You know, that was the nature of Pac's energy. But their music was well varied and definitely showed all of the different sides of their personalities. But there's other rappers that think they're doing what Pac and Biggie are doing, but their work doesn't possess the intellectual base that Tupac and Biggie's material possess.
When we return, Will on Jada.
Let's talk a little bit about your boss.
Who's my
Pinkett.
boss?
Who's your boss?
Who's my boss?
As if you had to ask, right?
His boss is, of course, his co-star in Ali and real-life wife Jada Pinkett Smith, whom he credits with keeping his personal and professional life together. I asked him, would he be where he is today if she weren't in his life?
Absolutely not. Positively not. I don't know who another woman is that could have saw me through Ali. You know, for what I had to do to be successful in this film, I don't know the woman that could have handled that in the way that Jada handled it, in a way to create strength and create balance, and when it wasn't looking so great, to seek out this strength, even if she couldn't give it to me, if she couldn't give me the answer, to seek it out and find it and to help me. I just don't know who that person is.
How much of what she has brought to you, her energy, has changed you?
Man, let me tell you, and it's very weird to say, but a man, you cannot truly, as a man, reach your potential without that woman that makes it easy and comfortable, gives you strength when you need strength, is firm when you need that, and just every step of the way, she is right there.